Yo man, welcome to the channel if you're new here, and welcome back if you're not. It's shot by Kurt. So today's video we're going to talk about this random update that Canon decided to drop probably about a week and a half ago from the time that you're watching this video. We're going to talk about a couple of the things that's in this update. So the first thing that we're going to talk about in this update is CLOG3, and that's something for sure that I know that people have been wanting from the time that this camera dropped. And then also when the R5 got the update, people were wondering like if the R6 was ever going to get the update, and now we finally have it with this 1.4 update. So with the CLOG3 thing, I'm not the most technical person in the world, but you're getting an extra stop of dynamic range, so you can kind of expose more for the highlights and, you know, get more detail or retain more detail in your shadows and your highlights, you know, versus like shooting in the regular CLOG where you can still kind of lose those highlights pretty easy. So, and then also one thing that I've noticed, and this is, you know, like I said, I'm not the most technical person, but this is something that I actually picked up on myself. Regular CLOG, it's still like a bit more contrasty, and there's actually more saturation in it versus like the CLOG3. It's not as saturated, and the colors seem to they stay normal, I guess. Like even though it looks washed out, like the colors kind of stay to their normal point versus like the regular CLOG, at least from what I'm looking at, and I'll put it up on the screen, it's still like a bit more saturated than the CLOG3. So, you know, I thought that was something pretty interesting. And on both of these clips that I'm showing, I exposed them the same. CLOG3, its native ISO is 800. CLOG is 400 for the native ISO. So, you know, I exposed it exactly the same. I mean, at least to the best of my ability, I exposed it the best that I could, the same way, same ND filter, same settings and whatnot, and still it had more contrast and a little bit more saturation in it. So, you know, take that as you will. So for all you colorists out there, or, you know, people who do this and are technical, you know, stall me out. But then the second thing that we're going to talk about in the updates, and there was more things in the update, but I mean, to be honest, they just really I didn't really have any use for them, like, you know, bug fixes for the 400mm lens that I don't even own. It was a couple other things, but I just want to talk about the two main things that I know R6 shooters have been wanting since this camera dropped. And the second thing that we're going to talk about is actually the dual recording, being able to record video to both memory cards at the same time. At first you weren't able to do that, and while I've never actually used it or had a reason to use it, it's just one of those like reassuring things for the people who shoot weddings and, you know, things like that. And who knows, one day maybe I might actually have a use for it, but right now I do not. But for the people who needed it, it's there. But you have to have two UHS 2 cards because of the bit rates in the recording formats. I guess it's recommended that you have two UHS 2 cards, so definitely keep that in mind. So if you've been using, like myself, been using one UHS 2 and then one UHS 1, if you want to do the dual recording and take advantage of that, then you have to have two UHS 2 cards. So there's that. So yeah, man, that's pretty much gonna do it for this video. I just wanted to talk about this 1.4 update and these two major features that, you know, I know a lot of people that they've been looking for this. I wasn't really looking for the CLOG3 thing, but I'm trying it out and seeing like how it can help my workflow be better. You still can't preview the files, so let's just get that out the way. If anybody was thinking about that, you still can't preview the files just from the Finder window, so that's out. I think that's just a 10-bit thing in general, something that hopefully down the line that they actually fix. By this time, I mean, you know, at this point I've already found, you know, my workarounds and things like that to kind of get around that, but it'd just be nice to hit the space bar like I used to be able to, and then, you know, view my files. So you still can't do that. go ahead and get that update, man. I'll try to make sure I put a link in the description so then y'all can find it. If you're familiar with, if you've ever updated your R6 prior, then it's pretty much the same process. But for those who are coming across this video and they have not or just got an R6 and they haven't updated it, then I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description to the exact link to where you can just go get the update and not have to search through their website. So if you like this video, definitely drop it a like and consider hitting the subscribe button with the bell notification so that you can be notified whenever I drop content. Y'all stay creative and I'll catch y'all in the next video.